Bro, keep making the beats, man.
He went hard with the clips from that interview after he passed. We had never done the clips before.
How soon after he passed?
I don't know.
Shit,
the next
an
day.
hour.
Yeah. The next
1
day,
hour.
probably, yeah.
It was nasty, Adam.
What is the nasty part about
hold
it?
yourself
The nastiness is you are trying to capitalize off of somebody else's demise before his family even had an opportunity to.
How am I trying to capitalize?
Yo, what's happening? It's your man OG Bo Beats TV. Coming to you today with another special video. What's good? What's happening, YouTube? It's your man OG Bo Beats, and I'm back with another video for you today. So today I got something different that I'm gonna do, giving you some more news that you can use. Holla at your boy. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video. Today I want to talk about this interesting interview that the Joe Budden podcast has with fellow podcaster Adam 22 of the No Jumper podcast. Adam 22, No Jumper, basically based on the West Coast. Huge hip-hop podcast platform. Interview a lot of the rappers, a lot of the gangbangers, mainly West Coast, but he interviews and talks to rappers all over Chicago, O Block, New York, Atlanta, all of that stuff. So if you haven't checked it out, go check out his YouTube platform. But he is on the Joe Budden podcast, and they are pressing this man about some of his intentions for what he's doing on his podcast. Now, as you know, Adam 22 is a white male. He's from the New England area. If you don't know, started off in BMX bikes and all that stuff like that. He somehow transitioned into interviewing hip hop artists, which is cool. The issue is he profiting off of black pain, right? Is he a culture vulture? We've heard this accusation about Vlad. We heard recently about 1090 Jake, because basically they're reporting on the news of black people, mainly rappers or whatever, getting murdered, getting killed, and they have nothing, absolutely nothing to do with the culture. So, first clip you saw, he was talking about Kevin Samuels. He basically did an interview with Kevin Samuels, and then the day that he died, or rather the day after Kevin Samuels died, Adam 22 uploads some clips of the interview. So basically Joe Budden and the podcast are pressing him about his intentions for that, him profiting off of black pain. Adam 22 is basically saying, people want to see the person once they pass, once they hear about it. People are interested. It's trending in the news. It's monetization. It's all for money. But at the same time, it's also to give people an opportunity to see the interview and maybe, touch back with that person. So I don't know. Let me know what you think about it. I personally think that it is a play and a profit off of black pain. But that's just my personal opinion. But at the same time, somebody has to upload the interview. Somebody is doing the interview, so it is what it is. If he was able to get the footage for the interview. I think the main question that a lot of people have with Adam is, where does he fit into these people that he's interviewing? Is he connected to the hood, to the culture, other than just being a fan of rap music? And that's a lot of people's problem with people like him, and again, Vlad, interviewing people, and then things happen like going to jail. These RICO cases is going around, and of course death, and then boom, they re-upload the video. They continue to make money on it. And I guess nowadays a lot of different people are doing podcasts, so it's definitely getting tight. So it's like, well, why are they allowed to get these big interviews and make this money when it's people that's from the culture that know more about it, that may be directly related, that aren't doing it? Well, you could say they should just do it. But like I said, it's not that easy. And Adam 22, Vlad, and other people like that, they kind of got a foothold on the game. So it is what it is. Why does he want to do it is another question. At this point, we know it's because it's the money, it's the popularity, it's the clout. And at this point, it's really nothing we can do about it. He's going to get pressed, continue to get pressed, right along with Vlad, right along with DJ Academics, and people of that nature. So it is what it is. Again, I definitely call it profiting off of pain. Somewhat a culture vulturing, if you want to say that. I don't hate the guy. I watch his podcast, but it is what it is. So listen to this part right here. Check this out.
I was living in downtown LA. I'm kind of like right at the epicenter of a lot of the underground SoundCloud rap shit that was going on. Like Playboy Carti stopping by the bike shop, Ski Mask, Slump God, all these guys were like kind of around and shit. And so then that's how I kind of started to get some of those interviews and stuff, even though myself, I've pretty much been listening to primarily rap since I was like 9 years old. But I was always just a fan. I never really felt like I had any kind of right. Like when I was looking at Now Right and all that in like 2005, I'm like, this is amazing. Maybe I should start my own hip hop blog. And then I'm like, I don't really think I have anything to offer aside from just being a fan. It's not like now with YouTube where anybody is just like, hey, I'm a fucking hip hop YouTuber now, you know? I didn't have that confidence. It took me like a long time to really be like, okay, I feel like I could actually deserve to interview a rapper, you know? So I kind of got my feet wet with that and then started using those connections.
Well, there you hear it right there. He admits to just being a fan of rap music itself, and he feels like he didn't deserve to interview rappers, but somehow or another it happened. It blew up for whatever reason, and here we have it. And he's making millions of dollars off of rappers' pain, gang war, culture, something he has absolutely nothing to do with. So it's interesting. It's an interesting take. You could tell that he knows that it's not 100% legit, but at the same time, I don't think it's going to change him from interviewing people or doing what he does at this point. He's too invested, and I don't blame him for that, but it still doesn't take away the fact that he's definitely profiting off of Black pain. So check this next argument out where they press him a little bit more, gets a little bit intense, and yeah, let's check it out.
What about when he went on those music and dissed all his ops in the music so that I could then later ask him about it in interviews, right?
I would love to finish.
Finish.
He ain't making the money you are. You sitting there interviewing these black kids that are fucking killing each other and y'all monetizing it. That's not cool. I don't give a fuck what they talking about in they songs. Y'all are turning a profit off of this black trauma of them killing each other. Yeah, they the ones doing the killing because they young and they dumb and they don't fucking know no better. We 45 and 46 years old and we know better because these are our nephews. So they not your nephews, and that's why you don't see the Kevin Samuels shit in the same light that we see it, because you're a white dude and you don't understand what he is. Except Kevin Samuels was causing a black
drill rappers aren't worthy of being interviewed.
So in that clip, Adam tries to argue that the drill rappers from Chicago are dissing people in their songs, and that him doing an interview with them has nothing to do with other people getting killed or shot. And I disagree with that. I mean, yes, rappers have a responsibility for themselves, for their own safety. So if they're dissing ops, yes, they can catch some smoke from that. But when they interview on his show and he asks specific questions about the situation, it does agitate and irritate the people that's going against him. Then they want to come on the show and say what they have to say. And when it gets real and people die, Adam 22 is nowhere to be found. Is he donating money to the families, to the funerals? Sound kind of like record companies, don't it? And then on top of that, he doesn't have an emotional attachment. Like my man's on the Joe Budden podcast say, these are not his people. So for us, it is traumatizing. It is PTSD involved. It is things that we can relate to. I know several people that have been murdered in the streets because of gang violence, drugs, and basically everything that we rap about and we listen to in this rap music. So I don't think Adam 22 has that emotional connection. And again, that's fine, but he has to understand that he's going to have to answer these questions. And, he's going to have to come up with something more than just they're saying it in a rap song already, so why can't we talk about it?
Learned about Act through his War and Chirac commentary.
Sure. Okay. I don't think you knew about that when he was actually doing about it. You found
I
out
don't,
about it
nigga.
after,
I'm
right?
up.
You don't
nigga.
give a fuck about that level of content. These fucking random drill
That wasn't
kids.
where that wasn't where I was in my life.
Right.
I'm not talking about me.
I was watching
I'm excluded from this. I'm gonna talk to him. I cannot cover them
There's a
the
respectful
way
way
that
to do
I
it.
covered them from my mother's basement. Now that I'm a multi-millionaire and I'm out here and I have a bigger obligation and responsibility to culture.
I don't think it's that.
You seem to be ignoring that
Ag
part.
was a little too satirical with some of the way that he spoke about Chicago in the War in Chirac, but I think if he had toned it down 20%, then nobody would be able to say anything
Now you're
bad
making me
about it,
mad.
because he was still just talking about shit that people wanted to know about that was going on in the streets. There's a massive appetite for that sort of content, right?
Which means people are profiting off of black death.
But why do so many people want to hear about it?
And there you have it. I don't think he gets it, but you know, maybe he will. So leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about this video I put together. Like, subscribe, holla at your boy, man. It's OG Bo Beats. I'm out. Peace.